Hey there, and welcome to Mo Newman's World. Thank you for push and play. Today's video, I'll be discussing the topic hair shedding and hair loss, and some tips that I have used for myself and have given over the years behind the chair. So let's begin. As you guys know, I'm a hairstylist and have been for many years. And one thing that I take upon myself, my own responsibility, is to investigate, inspect my clients' scalps and hair every time they get my chair. So each time you're in my chair before we even begin service, that's what I do. And there's many reasons for this. One, I could catch things early. Two, it's just better for me too to check out to see what's going on there. But you guys, it's hard to see the back of your head and behind your ears. You can't do that. So I feel it's my responsibility as a hairstylist to give this service to my clients, to really check it out and make sure everything's the same from our prior visit. And if you're a new client in my chair, then that's something I ask permission to do so I can get to know your scalp and hair better too. But also down the road, really, it can prevent from any hair loss from happening because we can catch things early. So just preventive measures, this is something I do for my clients. So the topic hair shedding and hair loss has been common over the years. And it is, when I say the word common, there is a common factor to it. And what I mean by that is, you guys, us humans, mammals, we shed, okay? That's a normal process in this hair follicle's life, okay? So we as humans shed anywhere from 50 to 100 hairs a day. So if you think about it, that's quite a bit. It really is. So thankfully, all our hair follicles don't have the same hair growth rate or hair release rate. Can you imagine all of our hair fall out at once? So our body is extremely smart, and so we just release anywhere from 50 to 100 hairs a day, okay? That's average. But one thing that I do share with my clients that have longer hair or thicker hair, keep in mind, you don't shampoo your hair every day, though, many that don't. You're still shedding, per se, those days that you're not washing. But when you go to get in the shower, sometimes people freak out because they don't realize when they get out of the shower, there's just hair everywhere in their fingers or on the shower wall, in the shower drain. And it's like, oh my God, that looks like, more than the 50 or 100 hair mark. So keep in mind that's a few days release just caught up in there that maybe didn't release all the way out of your hair to the floor. And that happens a lot with thicker hair or longer hair clients. So keep that in mind. One tip that I recommend, the first tip, is to take a brush and lightly brush your hair prior to getting in the shower. And take that brush and from mid shaft to ends to loosen up any hairs that have released before you get it wet, because it's a whole lot easier that way versus it wet and sticky and sticking all over your fingers, So make sure to brush that hair lightly prior to getting in the shower. It is very beneficial to get those loose, already shedded hairs out of your hair prior to getting it wet, okay? So make sure you do that prior to getting in the shower. Helpful no matter what. This is something I do for myself, okay? So besides, I always talk to my clients, besides our normal shedding, like the 50 to 100 hair mark, what are some things that cause excess shedding and or hair loss, which basically same thing, just at a faster rate? And what are those? It doesn't just happen. There's always a why, I always say. So let's get down to the reason. So a lot of times if a client comes to me and they're like, I'm losing, a lot more hair than normal, I'll ask what's going on in their world, okay? Is it more than that 100 hair mark? And it's something that I look at also in the shampoo, in my shampoo bowl, in my brushes when I take care of my clients. So I can keep an eye on this too for them. But, over the years, it has occurred to me and my client that it's been over that 100 hair mark. And so there's something going on behind the scenes, and I've got to help to get to the bottom of it for my customers. So one thing I'll ask, okay, what's going on in your world? The number one probably common factor behind hair, shedding too much at excessive rate is more than likely, number one, ding, 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 right there, stress, okay? Stress is the first thing I'm going to talk about, because as we know, we don't escape stress, nobody. So we all deal with it, we're humans, but it's just how we deal with it. I think that is the main issue. So how long are we keeping the stress level, capped? And because I'm telling you guys, you're going to get sick, you're going to lose hair, you're going to break out, You're going to lose your, your appetite. Something's going to happen. And more likely it's hair loss. It happens a lot. So I'll ask my clients, is there something going on in your world that you brought on too much stress onto your plate from work, from home, whatever it may be? We got to get to the bottom of that. Stress can cause some hair damage, okay, some hair loss. So let's get to the bottom of it. And how do we do that? Some advice from me. I'm not a doctor. I am a hairstylist, but I do have a lot of experience, so that's why I'm sharing today. But some stress relievers, definitely exercise. Get your butt to the gym. It helps. Pushing weight, I know that helps me over the years. But just light, brisk walks. Take your dog to, for a walk. Go out in nature. Just kind of get out of your way. Get out of your mind. Think about something else a few times a day. That's very helpful. Meditation is helpful. Just, you don't have to be a professional or a monk to meditate, you guys. You can take 5 minutes of your time, go in a quiet, darker room, possibly. This is what I've done. Just sit on the ground and just kind of close your eyes, breathe differently, take some nice inhales, some nice exhales, and just kind of like get out of your mind, leave it for a little bit. Slow down the thinking process, because we're never going to stop thinking, but you definitely can slow it down. Just some little tidbits that have helped me over the years, okay? So put in play whatever little thing works for you, if it's exercise, meditation, whatever, and allow yourself to do this daily to help minimize some of the stress, okay? Because it's not necessarily the stress that kills us, it's what we do with the stress. Staying in that state of fight or flight can be very detrimental to your health, okay? And especially your hair. So the second thing I'll ask my clients is, how's your nutrition? How's your diet? And a lot of times it's crappy. Just saying. So most people's nutrition lacks vitamins and minerals, okay? And I'm just speaking the truth, okay? So analyze your nutrition, analyze the food that you're consuming. Are you bringing in some good minerals and vitamins throughout those foods? Are you leading with some top proteins, some quality proteins, I should say, quality fats? These are essentials, essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. They're hence essential, okay? The reason why that word's in front of it. There's no essential junk food, no essential preservatives. There's no even essential carbohydrates. Now, I know a lot of people are like, wait a minute, Mo, time out. I love carbs. Who doesn't? Okay. I myself too, I'm not a anti-carber by any measure. Okay. But it's not essential, believe it or not. Okay. But just make sure your proteins, your carbs, good quality fats and carbs are in your diet. And this will help definitely get those minerals and vitamins in your body, which your hair needs. Okay. So supplement if you must. There's some really good ones that you could definitely add collagen, a good quality collagen. This has been a topic in the salon the last few months. I've been helping a lot of people with that. That's going to be a whole new video. But collagen with a lot of amino acids. Definitely make sure it has a, either bovine or chicken protein source, which is good for our digestive system, or easier on it, I should say. But like I said, that's another story. So collagen's a really good one. Biotin, these are two things that I always consume. Vitamin D, B complex, vitamin C, selenium. These are all great for hair health, okay? Definitely helps, supplement with these if you're not consuming them through your diet. Leafy greens are important too. There's a lot of minerals and vitamins within that. Just make sure you're bringing that in. Analyze your nutrition and really make sure you're helping yourself versus hurting yourself, okay? Because in the long run, your hair will appreciate it to maintain healthy, happy hair, and make sure you're not just shedding excessively to the point of losing hair and getting bald spots, because a lot of times if you're deficient in any of these minerals, you are going to have some side effects, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be some hair loss, okay? Which isn't fun. So make sure to take advantage of this and sit down and really make sure you're consuming this. Otherwise, get a game plan for some shopping and get that in order, okay? Medication, ding 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 right there. Meds, drugs. That's another thing to cause hair loss. Sorry, it's true, but it's unfortunate. I think in today's world, you guys, our conditioning of our mindset's kind of messed up, because there's people that actually I've talked to that aren't taking vitamins and minerals, but they're taking drugs. They are taking prescription drugs versus vitamins and minerals. That's just ass backwards, right? In my opinion. Maybe if you were healthy to begin with, the vitamins and minerals, maybe you wouldn't need the drugs, which I know some of you, I need the drugs. Okay, whatever. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. But you need vitamins and minerals, okay? So with the medications, I always recommend to talk to your doctor and make sure that both of you are aware of the side effects. Because I've talked to some people like, what's the side effect? Is hair loss a side effect? And they're not aware. So there is a thing called insert in the drugs, and or get from your doctor and figure out some of the stuff that could cause it. Might not cause hair loss, which wouldn't be an issue, but if it does, make sure you're aware of that and you can possibly offset it. So I always say if you're introduced to a new drug or your amounts of the drug increase, this definitely can cause some excess hair shedding and hair loss. So keep that in mind, okay, when this does happen. So hopefully it's not as alarming when it happens. You realize where it's coming from, the source, okay? Hormones. Hormones is another thing. Men and women, we're all affected by this. But over the years, I know with my ladies, getting to watch them become mothers and get into motherhood has been really special over the years behind the chair. But there is a thing when you are pregnant that your growth rate is much higher rate than your release rate. And then when you have the baby, it kind of switches, okay? So with your hormones, they really can play a factor into excessive shedding, even some hair losses and like getting patches of hair missing because your hormones are out of whack, which is very normal, because going through pregnancy, this is going to happen. So for those moms out there, or new moms, keep in mind that this can happen and talk with your doctor. I know I keep close with my clients that are moms that just had children and be like, hey, remember, like around that 3-4 month mark, this really could take place where your shedding really increases, that release rate's a whole lot higher. And it will level out. More likely it will level out. If it doesn't, that's when you do need to go see a dermatologist, a specialist, a doctor about that, okay? But I've witnessed most of the ladies have gone back to normal. And you'll start seeing, like, I always look around the hairline with my clients and see the little baby hairs that are coming back in. And I'm like, we're on track. We're good. Your hair is coming back. That's a good sign, okay? So hormones play a huge role in the possibility of excess shedding and or loss. So keep that in mind, okay? Another thing that I've discovered, you guys, in this whole hair shedding, hair loss the research on it is fluoride. Excess fluoride for a long period of time that we can get in our water, you guys, unfortunately, can cause hair loss. So one thing that I've taken upon myself many years ago, is change out my shower head. My shower head has a filter within that filters out fluoride, chloride, lead, any impurity crap they put in our water, okay? Fluoride actually, believe it or not, does more harm than good, okay? So just so you know, research fluoride. It does not have a good history. So I made sure to take fluoride out of my water when I shower because it's not good for my skin or my hair, you guys. So remember, this skin, got to protect it. It's the largest organ of our body. So I make sure to protect my skin and my hair and just filter out that fluoride with a nice shower head. There's many on the market. Just make sure when you do purchase it, especially online, that the description does call for the filtering out of fluoride. Some will kind of catch your attention and say that in their little title, but in the description, they fall short. So just make sure that is one that is taken out. They're very inexpensive, especially for what they do. Mine lasts probably 8-9 months. So I think it's worth the bang for the buck. So those are some of the things, the 5 things I've talked about that will cause excess shedding or hair loss if not caught early. So I just wanted to bring to your attention some of the things that could be causing that you can analyze and get a game plan to figure out what possibly could be causing your problem with the excess shedding or hair loss. It's not fun, but it is an easy fix for the most part, you guys. So just talk with your hairstylist and or doctor, kind of get a game plan in place, because your hairstylist is the one that's in your hair most of the time, okay, besides yourself. And then your doctor can also play a role, obviously, in your help with this. But generally, I always say your overall health, maintain it. It's the best thing you could do for yourself. You're in control of it, remember. So take control of it. And I hope this is helpful. If there's any questions or comments that you want to leave below, please do so for me. I'll answer any of them that I can. But also, if it's some good info and it served you well, give me a thumbs up, if you will. That little thumb, give it a thumbs up down below if you'll hit that button. But more than anything, I ask if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Mo Newman's World. That little button right there, that red subscribe button, if you will hit that, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to hit that bell, it does give the notifications. It notifies you of any new videos I will be doing. I appreciate your time. I hope this was helpful. And here's to healthy, happy hair. Thanks. Here's to our health. Have a good one.